Coucou my face, hello my love. So today is like a foundation review Monday on a technicality, but we're gonna go with it. I'm gonna talk today about these Naked Skin Beauty Balms. I got this sort of little trio sample, ignore how messy and gross it looks, from Urban Decay when I went and did some shopping a couple weeks ago. And so I've been testing them out to sit down and review them for you guys. From what I can tell, it's a new product. It's showing up as new on the website, and I don't know if that's new to the UK or what's going on. But they're new to me, so we're just gonna go with it. What was I gonna say? They are 1.18 fluid ounces of product, 35 milliliters, so a little bit over the traditional sort of 1 ounce size for a face product. And it's showing up on the website here for £23 each. From what I can tell, it comes in 3 colors, not just because here, I feel like I remember even on in the store there was 3 colors. So you have the Illuminating, the Naked Medium, and then the Bronzing shade. I've worn it in a couple different ways. So I have the bronzing shade on today mixed in with MAC Face and Body in white. So that's what's on my face aujourd'hui. So just, you know, there's a whole bunch of whole other stuff on there too. And the lights. So that's going to give you a slightly different view on what it looks like, which is why I wanted to test out the other two in natural data so you have an idea. So for the first one, the Illuminating one, I tested out in the picture that I'm going to insert now, completely on its own. I had a little bit of concealer where I was having some blemishes and what have you, but other than that, there was no other like foundation mixed in with it. So I had it on that day, and I will say on its own, it matched my skin tone. The reason I wore it on its own is because as I started to apply it, thinking I'd do it like a primer, because they say this sort of works like a primer, I found that it was the color was very similar to my skin tone in the Illuminating shade, and it gave me a really nice little airbrushed-esque type of look, so I wanted to leave it on that way. What I did find was that it did a really nice job of like blurring out my pores, of making like everything look really soft and airbrushed in that way. But that being said, it didn't give like the coverage of what I think of when I think of an airbrushed face product. So for example, like my blemishes were peeking out, any kind of sort of like broken capillaries or that kind of thing. It looked like skin. It just looked like you'd put a filter, there you go, on your skin. And it had a little bit of a tint to it. So kind of very much in terms of a beauty balm. I then, on the second day in the picture that I'll insert right now, I used the middle shader, the Naked Medium shade, mixed into my Illamasqua skin base, and that's in that picture that you can see. And what I will say is that as I was mixing and even as I was putting it on, I didn't find that there was a huge color difference between the Naked Medium and the Illuminating shade. Even though they claim that they're quite different, for me, at least in my skin tone, I didn't see a huge difference in the color payoff. Mixed in with my foundation on that day, the Naked Medium shade, I felt like it was sort of, if you've ever tried any kind of like an illuminating primer, or even, it reminded me slightly of any of the kind of sort of pore minimizing primers. It just had this effect of giving a nice luminosity to the face and a nice sort of blurring to any kind of pores or all that kind of business. But again, it's not necessarily increasing the coverage in your foundation. It's just sort of like I almost find it to be like a nice primer base. And then today I'm wearing the Bronzing shade, like I said, along with my MAC Face and Body in white. And I've tried the Bronzing liquid from Becca. And I like this one slightly better, actually. I found the one from Becca to have too much shimmer in it. And the ability to go a little bit too dark. I really like these guys outside. There's like thunder, lightning, and construction work. It's lovely. This is gonna get filmed. I quite like the way that this bronzy shade works on me. I will say though that it pulls a little bit too orange for my complete liking. Like if I were to go out and buy it, it's a little bit more orange than I necessarily would love for it to be. But of the 3, I think it actually would be my favorite. If one of you commented the other day when I was doing my foundation reviews that I've done a couple really full coverage foundation reviews, and she was looking for something more lightweight, and I think this would be a great bet. you could do something like grabbing the bronzing shade and one of the lighter shades so you can mix them if one of the two lighter shades doesn't work for you, or if one of the two lighter shades work for you. I feel like this is the kind of product that is sort of easy, lightweight, on the go, and is nice and just easy to work with. What I will say, so it does have an SPF in it, which is good. Good in terms of it gives you that SPF. Bad in terms of if you're gonna use flash photography, you'll get that flashback. The other thing I will say is when I've worn it on its own, even if I set it with a powder, it feels sort of tacky, not tacky, but like wet throughout the day. Strangely, when it's mixed in with a foundation and then set, it doesn't feel quite as tacky, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think, I'm trying to see if there's anything else that they say. It's supposed to be oil-free and lightweight, pore refining, perfecting, all that kind of stuff, hydrating. And I did find it to be not necessarily like extra hydrating, like I didn't feel like my skin was getting like an extra burst of moisture, but I didn't find it drying either. So yeah, those are sort of my thoughts on this new little guy. Let me know if you guys have tried it out and your thoughts on it. Or if this inspired you to go give it a try. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. That was a lot of ums. Yeah, I think that's it. Sorry, my camera's flashing and it's like stressing me out. The battery's gonna die. I'm gonna keep talking till the battery dies. But those are my thoughts on this guy. A nice product, not for me necessarily. I don't think I'm gonna run out and buy it just because I like sort of more full coverage in my face products. Can I say any more times? But yeah, that's it. 3 points of positivity. Again. My first point of positivity is discovering Battenberg cakes. If you have not had Battenberg cakes, it's like this really cool checkered, just Google it. It's amazing. I found the little tiny ones. We're trying to be healthy, right? So I found, I think at Tesco it was, like little tiny Battenberg cakes. If I can find the link for it, like if there's a link online for it, I'll put it down below. But it's just been a great way to like actually enjoy this sort of pastry while still, feeling like I'm not overindulging. So that's definitely my first point of positivity. My second point of positivity is going for a nice long walk in the park yesterday. I feel like I say this in almost every other video, but I've been making an effort to get out and be active, right? And walking has been a nice way to get myself back to running. Slowly, baby steps. So yeah, that's definitely my second point of positivity. And my third point of positivity is I just downloaded the Harry Potter books on audiobook, and I'm so excited. They're narrated by Stephen Fry, and I was hooked up by my amazing hooker lips, or Noelle, I'll have your channel down below, in getting the files, and yeah, I'm so excited to dig into them and have a new outlet to like read but not read. It'll be good, I think, for those train rides. But yeah, that's it for me today. This is gonna keep flashing at me, so I'm gonna go. But now without reminding you that life is just way too short to wear boring lipstick. Bye guys.